Welcome everybody to Face to Face Talk Show. Another special episode. I have a few special guests in the building. You've probably seen them out there in the nightclubs and in the nightlife atmosphere, doing a hell of a job, man. I want to welcome Savage Security to the Face to Face Talk Show, man. How you guys doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure, man. I'm glad to have you guys on the show for a few reasons. Not every day you interview security team. You know what I mean? So I know I have a lot of questions, and I'm pretty sure the people have a lot of questions just on how you guys conduct your job. You know what I mean? How you guys came up with the concept, the idea to actually turn into a business, and just how you guys flourish. So let me just start with some bio. I like to just start off all the interviews with a little bit of bio. So because it's a company we're talking about here, let's just talk about the foundation, where you guys originally based out of and how you guys came up with the concept.
Okay, well, we're based out of Lancaster City, and the concept started about a year ago. An old client of mine, or ours, hired me for security one time. So, how can I explain this? I started out with, I guess everybody knows him as Dante LeBron, DLE,
Right.
about a year ago.
Okay.
And I started out as his head security.
Okay, we're going to get right into it.
Start bouncing ideas around about, starting an actual security company. And, long story short, we came up with a name, and it just blew up from there. Then we branched out to York when he got that contract at Club Envy. And it actually blew up from there. At Club Envy. That's when we really got a name for ourselves, and the logo started blowing up. And people recognized who we were. Thank you.
How'd you guys come up with the name Savage? Why Savage?
You
guys savages?
Yeah, well, a lot of people say we are. We do things by the book, and we don't budge for anyone.
Right.
Where it originated is a little hazy, but I remember a conversation between Dante and myself, and he was like, "You really want to use Savage, the name Savage?" And I remember telling him like, I feel like it expresses to our customers and our clients the extent that we're willing to go to keep everyone safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Crime, and not just crime, but everything is just escalating and it's getting worse.
Right.
And anything can harm you nowadays. You know what I mean? Especially in the nightlife where we strive at.
Right.
So, yeah.
I know I used you guys a couple times in Coatesville,
Right.
and I'll tell the people and you guys my experience, because I don't think I ever followed up with you guys or whatever, but I was impressed. I like to say you guys are like the real deal. You know what I mean? You get some guys, or you go to some establishments where maybe the owner knows a couple cousins, you know what I mean, that just ain't doing shit, and like, hey, come down here and just put on a black shirt. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
So I think
those are bouncers. What we do call those bouncers.
So, I'm used to seeing that, and then when you guys came and rocked the event, I think you only did the first one, but then after that,
and one other. It was always teams of twos.
Right. But we did had an incident. It was like 3 events in. We had something. It was really bad. We probably should have had 4 of you guys. We had 2, and typically we don't never have anything going on that night. But how they handle it's probably like 200 people in a real tight space. Let's say like half the size of Catalina's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember it.
And all hell broke loose. And the one thing that I remember was they literally gave off the energy that we are literally here to protect the people inside.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, at that point when shit gets real, they was ready to go.
Right.
They kept calm. They knew exactly what to do. They weren't like the most biggest guys. I think a lot of people feel like security has to be the biggest.
Been there that night.
I think you were there. Were you there?
He was the one that was there.
And then somebody said, maybe like a shooting outside or something. Mm-hmm. You were there. Yeah. It was you and the other guy. Guy with the nose ring.
Yeah.
But I was impressed. You know what I mean? It was a shit night, right? Mm-hmm. Crazy. And I think you took the one guy out who ended up throwing a bottle. Remember that? And it just happened not to hit nobody. Have no clue. But anyway, that was my experience with you guys. Yeah. So, I like to see you guys out and about in the clubs, because I know what you guys are dealing with. So, you answered already a couple of my questions, right? A lot of people, that's the one that's supposed to be here. Anyway, a lot of people, we got to just hit this. Let's just hit it in the head right now, right?
Let's hit it on the head.
First question, right? We all know you had a relationship with Dante. That's how I met you guys. I reached out to Dante. He said, hey, I got this team. And he vouched for you guys like 100%, right? I was impressed. I now know that you guys are no longer in business with each other.
Right.
So for the most part, explain why you guys aren't in business no more. Because he vouched for you guys real hard.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I called him like I said when he was on the show, they your
peoples. I don't want to take anything from Dante. I can honestly say we wouldn't be here where we are now without Dante, LeBron, and DOE. A lot of our clients came from Dante, LeBron, and DOE. So, you know, I don't want to take anything from him. But as far as where the relationship went, how can I explain this? For example, let's say it's kind of like Tony Montana and Frank. You know what I mean? He brought me into this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I made my connections here, made my connections there. You know, and I was ready to expand. And by that time, you know, we didn't end like they ended. It was more like he was like, all right, you know, do what you got to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I understand, I respect it, and so you know, I took our route, and he's still around.
Right. How was the relationship while you were working with him?
It was like a family atmosphere for the longest, especially when we first started. He was always there. He backed me up a lot. He gave me a lot of authority, you know, a lot of responsibility when it came to being his head security. Right. And it wasn't too bad.
How was it working at Club Envy? Because I've never been to Envy, right? Yeah. But I hear a lot of mixed reviews. And I think it's good to get an opinion of security who's there all the time. How's Envy? Is Envy a place you would go on your day off?
Me personally, I would not. But I'm not a going out type of person. Period.
Okay. What about you? Would you go?
I wouldn't go just because I'm not willing to take that drive from Lagos to New York.
Okay.
There's other places that's local I could go to.
All right. What if it was down the street?
York,
yeah.
I would stop in.
You would stop in? What about you? You wouldn't go?
No, I don't do strip clubs.
You don't do me either, man.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Club. That's not my thing either. We talked about that. All right, so okay. Last question about Envy, and then I'm gonna move on to the actual security stuff. Some of the rumors that you've heard.
Rumors.
As far as I don't know if you maybe heard it, but the quality isn't that good. It's not sanitary in there. You know, somebody said that the dressing room smells like.
From what I saw since I've been there, you know, just like any other place, you don't start off at the top. You start from the bottom.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly what they did. I know it was a whole lot worse before Dante and DOE got there, and they did bring it up a whole lot. But you know, just like anybody else, you take your setbacks, you got your speed bumps,
right,
and you have to deal with it how you deal with it. You know?
Right.
And it depends on how you deal with it is, you know, how you bounce back.
Right. Okay. Let's move on a little bit. Are there any qualifications that you guys have? Like, what makes you guys separate from another security team? If I'm a club and I'm just about to open up and I need to figure out who my security team is going to be, why should somebody pick you guys versus anybody else in the area?
Well, we like to look at everyone else as like bouncers. You know, we call them bouncers. We call ourselves security. We focus on safety and security as far as just, you know, stopping something when it happens.
Right.
When training our guys, we you know, the lower level guys, bringing them up, one of the things we try to hit on is you know, body language and facial expressions, and you know, you're not just waiting for something to happen. You almost know it's going to happen, and you just want to get there before it does.
Right.
So we try to stop anything before it even becomes a situation.
Right.
So I tell them that no situation is wrong. If you think something's going down or it's going to go down, step onto it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you're wrong, turn around. No harm done.
What authority do you guys have? I DJ'd a spot in Delaware where there's security. Now, I'm glad you cleared up security and bouncers. Like, I don't think people really know the difference. They kind of like mash that word up.
They look at us as bouncers a lot because most of the places we go are like clubs and bars, scenes like that. But we do a whole lot of other stuff as well. Okay, great. This club I DJ'd at in Delaware, they're bouncers, I'm going to say. Okay. Threw a girl out, like how on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and how Jazzy Jeff gets thrown out the house all the time. He threw her out like that. She hit her face on the concrete and got tore up. Are there certain things that you guys can't do
or can you leak? Like, how does that? Like, how do you guys filter that out? How do you guys handle a real toxic situation without having the liability on you, so hard?
Okay, well, the first thing I tell our guys is you never approach anything by yourself. You always go get, some backup, one or two other guys. And that way you have other opinions, you have more eyes there, sober eyes there to see what happened in case it does get any further. But we try not to get physical. I tell the guys to use your words. We only get physical if they get physical. It's almost, they shoot, we shoot first.
Right.
No, we shoot back.
Right.
But other than that, it never really gets physical. You know what I'm saying? Like just our shared presence. They know that, like you said, when we walk on scene, they know we're about business. So they really don't want to mess with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You guys give off that vibe, and I think that's important to the patrons, because I feel like the patrons are like kids in school, and they know it's a substitute teacher. You tend to act up a little more. You come, you like, oh fuck this shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Switch names
You switch it up because the main teacher's not there.
Right.
So I was always big on security presence, especially at the front door, really being like first thing people see, the vibe, and I think that sets the tone for a lot of people.
Right.
What qualifications do you look at for somebody who might want to join your team?
I don't have any qualifications. Size doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. Experience doesn't matter. Before I hire anybody, they have to come on and they have to give us the whole team, not just myself. They have to give us a orientation/training day, and or either on an event or at a bar, wherever we're at, whatever we're doing. The next event, I can bring them on. I bring them on, and that's pretty much exactly what that is. It's orientation training day. You have to show us what you can do, and what we're looking for is a specific kind of instinct. And like I said, it's not experience, because anybody can get physical and throw somebody out. I wanna know if you have what it takes in your head to see something before it happens. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's gonna argue, like if I'm not working and I see something happening, I'm the kind of person I'll turn around and go the other way, because I don't want to be involved. But if I am working, now it's my job to do that. I see it happening, so I get there before it becomes a situation. Same thing with these two guys. They work very professionally, and a lot of our other guys. You know what I mean? So we always jump on scene beforehand. And most of the time, 90% of the time, we're wrong, because they're just drunk, having a good time, or because they're drunk, their body language seems aggressive, and that's fine. We can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be wrong than get there too late and have there be a fight, and then now the establishment looks bad, and now our security team looks bad because we couldn't handle ourselves.
Right. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you were almost scared?
Scared?
Yeah. Because you never know.
The only time I ever get scared is if the police show up.
Why is that?
And because they like to be extra, and you have to be by the book with them. You know what I mean? And they want to try and play you like you don't know the law. They want to look at us like we're, regular people. I'm not drunk. I'm here to work. You know what I'm saying? I know the law just like you do. If you're not here to charge anybody, do what you're here to do and go. You know what I'm saying? But lately they've been getting a little crazy. You know what I mean? So it's always like it's a toss up with them. That's why it's always different with customers or people at the bar, because then we have the authority. You know what I'm saying? They're listening to us, and we're more lenient with them. You know what I'm saying? And with an officer or anybody of the law, they look at themselves either higher as an equal, and it's a whole different conversation.
Right. How do you guys go about getting contracts? Is it somebody in your team that's the guy who goes out and meets with people, or is it like a group thing like this? That's you?
I do the best I can to get as many clients as we could. Right now, most of our clients come from referrals. Other clients. Shout out to DJ Matt. Shout out to Sonny Chulo, Angelise Colazo. AC Promotions. All good clients. You know what I mean? DJ Jones.
Appreciate that.
Drop
a bomb on that.
Yeah, that's for last. But that's pretty much how we go. And I'm always online. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not. I hate the social media, to be honest with you. But starting a business in today's society, you kind of have to get on social media. Everything's social media. So I'm on Instagram all the time looking for party promoters, dancers, rappers, and they all like to tag each other and stuff. If they do work together, they'll go ahead and tag them, and I'll see all the tags, and I'll go and I'll add them, and then I'll shoot them our card or something like that. You know what I mean? Or I have like a nice little pitch for them. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's all word of mouth, referrals, and internet.
What's the protocol for just one person that need security? Like I noticed the other day with Matt versus you guys doing an event.
Right.
Is it one man? Is it two guys for one person?
We also do that too. It's on the card. We call it personal security, aka bodyguards. And it all varies. It depends on the client, what they want. They might want one guy or two guys. You know what I'm saying? If they want to go out of town, a specific bar or club they want to go to, if they want to shadow them, like the specifics can get different with everybody. You know what I mean? And depending on what they want is how I charge them.
Now, are you guys licensed to carry? Or most of you
Not
guys?
everybody.
Not everybody.
Right.
All right, so the ones that are licensed to carry, are they allowed to be in any establishment strapped,
I don't
or is it
require anybody to carry, period.
No.
At all.
Why is that?
Because, like I mentioned earlier, I try to train the guys to get on scene before it even happens. You know what I mean? So if we can de-escalate anything, and on top of that, we do our pat searches and wand everyone at the front door, regardless if our clients want that or not. That's my call. You know what I mean? It makes me feel safer. It makes me feel safe about my guys, and we know we can get the job done. So if we're not allowing any firearms for anybody in the club, there's really no need for us to have them either.
All right. What are some goals that you guys are trying to reach as far as because if you think about it, security is needed everywhere, especially in today with just shit going left. You never know, right?
One of my goals is I have a mentor. Shout out to Gunnery Sergeant Carter. One of my great mentors. I started doing security under him, also with DOE. He was there as well since the very beginning, and he branched off before I did. But before he went his separate way, he has his own company, Uncle Mike's Enforcement. Before he went his separate ways, I learned as much as I could while I was under his wing. He taught me how to gain authority and the presence, you know what I mean? And I forgot the question. I got off topic.
No, I mean, like, as far as like the big accounts, because you guys can do like festivals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's security everywhere. Schools. I was in Philly one day and I took my son to the aquarium, and as we were leaving, it was like a certain block radius around the aquarium. They just had guys on the corner, security guys just on the corner. You know, because nowadays you just never know. You know what I mean?
You can always tell who's an actual team and who was just hired. You know what I mean? Just exactly how you said it. Guys are just standing around.
Right.
And there's no structure. There's no one they really have to answer to. They were just hired for a quick job and they're going. You know what I'm saying?
What happens at roll call? I call it roll call. I've seen a couple of pictures on your Instagram where it looks like you guys meet at a certain place and you guys get ready for the night. What happens at, I'm gonna call it roll call. What happens at roll call?
I guess we call it roll call. I mean, we meet at what we call HQ. We're going to do that later tonight, right after the show. And we just have the whole team meet us there. If we have any new guys, trainees, they meet us there as well. And we pretty much just gear up. It's where we have all the uniforms and flashlights and our metal detectors and everything we need is there. And we just pretty much distribute our gear and make sure we're all tight and whatnot. And then that's when we have a quick little meeting before we head out. And we just talk about the ins and outs of where we're going to be at. If there's anything that's different than the last place we were at. If there's any different protocols at all, that's when we discuss them and we pray and we head out.
Right. What made you want to do security?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I've always been kind of like a heavy set guy, a husky.
Right.
Since I was young, I've had a beard since I was about 14.
Right.
And growing up, everyone always tells me, "Hey, you should be a bouncer when you get older. Go work at the brickyard, this, that, and the third. Gonna be a bodyguard, whatever." And it kind of just fell into my lap when I started working for Dante. You know what I'm saying? And then it just escalated from there. So I mean, I guess it's God given, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What's the worst thing you guys had to do as far as security wise? Like what event just got so crazy?
Where did you go first?
That's you.
I'm done talking.
I've had to maintain my composure while customers spit.
Really?
You get crazy.
Well, I wasn't directly spit on, but like at the
Yeah,
floor
it's
in
all-
front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a customer. She hawk spit it like a couple times, like in the establishment, directly at the floor, like right in front of me, as in to say like she was going to spit on me.
Mm-hmm.
And dealing with females, you have to really maintain your composure a lot more, because depending on how you interact with certain people, it could make the situation go from bad to worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was one of the main things that I had to deal with. One of the worst things that I had to deal with as security, but that's basically it.
What happened at the bar had you and the other guy at on a scale of 1 to 10? What was that for you?
Probably like a 7, because the other guy didn't care. At one point, he just kind of gave up and just sat down. So then you're running a place by yourself. It's pretty challenging.
Right. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think he? Because I feel like it should have been for you guys.
Yeah, I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah.
He was working all night, and then at the end of the night, he's like, not my problem.
Yeah. That's a 7 for you. That was like a 9 for me, because it kept going, and we tried to get the event back up, and we never got it back up. It was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? You mentioned the female. Do you guys have any female bodies on your team?
We actually are starting to hire some recently now. We're gonna have a female. Our first female is gonna train tonight at Catalina's.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Catalina's. What restraints do you guys have, or restrictions do you guys have when having to handle a woman, a female, in an establishment versus a male?
If we have to restrain a female, I always try to go for like the shoulders or the wrists. You know what I mean? You don't want to inappropriately touch them, because if they're intoxicated, they might want to run with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you don't want to give them any reason to make the scene any worse than it really is. So just if you're restraining them, if you don't have to touch them, don't touch them at all.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have to touch them, then go for the wrist or shoulders or the back. Or if you don't have to put your hands on them, maybe if you like the forearm, push them out a little bit. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
both arms out, don't let them pass you, type of thing.
Right.
But it's a little bit more lenient with females.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're hiring some more female guards.
Okay. Do you I saw on your Instagram you guys have or you posted some knives on there.
Yeah.
So what do you guys, I know you said you don't want them to carry, right?
Right.
So what else do you guys have? You got like mace, like what's the typical
we have some
tool
tasers,
belt?
batons. We do have some pepper spray, and for the most part, just flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys have earpieces?
No.
What do you think about it? I think
we would. Well, we do have earpieces. We just don't use them because of the establishments we've been working at. They've all been smaller, so we can pretty much just see everyone. You know what I mean? And if we have like maybe 2 floors or something bigger, maybe around the corner where I can't see everyone at all times, then we would require some comms.
Do you now? Let's say an establishment is looking to hire you guys. Do you guys go out and see the space
And recon.
and then let them know how many people that you need, or do you guys go off of the amount of people they bring to the establishment?
Well, most of the time we'd have to discuss that before their event even happens. A lot of times the establishment will already know how many guys they want, so we'll just go with that. But if they don't know how many guys they
sound a
want,
lot
then
better.
I would have to go in and recon and take a look at how big it is and how many people they're planning on having.
Right.
And then, like I said, social media plays a big role. I'll get on social media and see how big this thing is planning on being, and then I'll take all that into consideration when I staff the guys.
Are you guys affordable? I mean, you don't have to say numbers,
Yeah.
but are you guys competitive with your prices?
No. There's not much competition out right now, honestly. So when it comes to prices, I'm very lenient, and it's always negotiable. You know what I mean? I usually bring more guys than what they ask for, because like I said, we have trainees every now and again, so we'll bring in extra guys. Either an extra guy to train, and then you'll have that trainee, so it might be 2 extra guys, things like that. But yeah, we're definitely affordable.
How have you guys ever had to deal with somebody after the event? Like let's say the girl who spit towards you, right? Wherever that event was, have you ever had to, like, maybe the next day she reaches out to you, or she's still mad about what happened? Have you guys ever had to deal with some stuff after the event?
I feel it's almost the opposite. If we have to deal with them after whatever happened, they're usually apologizing for acting a fool and misbehaving like they did, and then they commend us for being professional about it. You know what I mean? We didn't lash back, we didn't argue back. You know what I'm saying? We didn't pick them up and toss them out. You know what I'm saying? Like we were very respectful and professional. and everyone always appreciates that.
I used to always wonder that. Security's not for me, right? But I feel like you have to be a certain individual for that.
Definitely.
So that's why when I asked you guys the question, have you ever been scared? I feel like even if it was a situation where you might just be a little scared, you still have to act like you're not and keep that head on a swivel. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just be smart about everything that goes on, because you guys potentially can save lives. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna go back to when you guys came down. We don't really know what happened outside, but it was somebody said something about a gun, right?
Yep.
And you guys, again, I was very impressed, because everybody else is wanting to get the hell out of there, but instead of you guys saying, all right, I'll mount this bitch, you know what I mean? You guys held it down. You guys held the front door down, and how you guys did it, you could tell that this wasn't your first rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like, to me, like, security is just exactly what the word means. People should feel secure when you guys are around. You know what I mean? And I felt, because people were ducking, but when I seen what y'all did, I stood up. I was like, man, shit, we good. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, that was good, man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I've never heard anything bad about you guys. I've seen you guys in all different cities. You know what I mean? And you guys are consistent as far as like the look, the demeanor. You know what I mean? How you guys control situations and stuff like that, man. So definitely, anybody's listening right now, we're here with Savage Security. If you're a bar owner, club owner, any establishment, or even if you're having just an event, outdoor event or anything, definitely hit these guys up, Savage Security. I'm going to say they're highly recommended. You know what I mean? You guys definitely get 5 stars.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about, have you ever had to fire somebody?
Say again?
Have you ever had to fire somebody?
I've had to fire quite a few people. I've had to fire family members.
What's it take to get fired? What do I have to do? Jones, I'm security guard now. I'm coming in the game.
Yeah.
What I gotta do to get fired?
Just not do your job. It's that simple. If you're gonna sit there and look like a bouncer, then you're gonna get a bouncing job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for bouncers. I want people that can see something and get up, move around. If you're a little suspicious, go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Always have your head on a swivel and looking for your teammates as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not just looking at customers and the drunk. We're looking at our teammates and making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, and they're not gone for too long or something happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not dealing with a situation that might need backup and just can't get to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what it takes for you to get fired, if it's just laziness, simple as that. You know what I mean? If you can't follow orders well, just same thing that'll get you fired
Right.
from any other job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just not doing your job right.
How's it working with other so when you guys are security for an individual,
Yeah.
right, at an event that has their quote unquote security, do you guys tend to maybe chat with them beforehand, or like how does that go? Because let's say something happens, the crowd might not know you're Matt Security.
Right.
They don't know you. You're not wearing a shirt saying I'm here with Matt.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You're still dressed not like the staff, but from a
We
patron's
wear
eyes.
something like this.
Right. So do you guys
Except without the badges.
right? You guys chat with them? Like, how do you guys communicate with the people who already are there?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. When we first get there, I look for the head of security. I want to talk to them first. First thing they need to know is that we're not there to stop them from doing their job. We're here for a specific client and that client only. Other than that, don't look for us to help you out. You have your own job to do.
Right.
And they're always respectful. Especially the one club I like going to, or I like when my clients go to, is the Village. Shout out to the Village in Lancaster. Their security team, I feel, in my opinion, is very professional. I saw them on a couple occasions have to handle a few different situations in one night, and they handled it quick and easy. And then they got right back to their jobs. You know what I mean? So they didn't expect me to do anything. They didn't look at me to do anything. If I might have saw something, I'll just, hey, look over there real fast, and they'll take care of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they know we're here, and I know they're there, and we just do our jobs. That
that's good, right? But where does the responsibility fall if I'm gonna use Matt, right? You're at the Village with Matt. You're at your position, and an incident happens around you that ends up coming towards where you're at, where you almost have to get involved. You know what I mean? Is there any point where you're like, I'm not working for the Village?
If an incident like that gets that close to my client, then I didn't do my job. My head is also on a swivel, even though I'm there for the client. I'm not just watching him the whole time, watching him do his job. I'm watching his back, watching my back, watching everybody else around us. So if I see something that's going on close to my client and I feel like I have to get him out of there, then I'll get him out of there. If I feel like it's not that big of a deal and the security is on it, then we're fine where we are. But if it does happen to get over there, to where my client is, in the same where if he ends up being involved, then it's my job to, like I said, get him out of there. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be arguing with anybody. Nobody should be threatening him. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't even be that close. No one that's ready to harm my client should be within arm's length. You know what I mean? So that's how we handle that.
Why do clients such as Matt, as far as when individual people want to hire you guys, why are they hiring you?
They all have their own reasons. I don't ask questions.
You don't ask questions?
I ask 0 questions.
They just so how's the call go? They call you up and
they'll either call me up or they'll contact us on Instagram or on Facebook, and they say, hey, I need security. That's usually one of the first lines. I need security, and then I have a questionnaire for them. How many guys you need? What is it for? Personal? Am I staffing an event? You know what I'm saying? How many guys do you want? Then I price it with that. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own reasons.
Right.
It's the same with like a party promoter. If they want guys, I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, what is this party for? What are you throwing a party for? You know what I'm saying? That's really none of my business. You're hiring me for security. I'm gonna do my job.
Okay. Well, what if the guy? We got like 5 minutes to get you guys out of here. What if the guy, like, should you maybe want to ask the question? What if the guy is like a target, like heavy target? Shouldn't you might want to be aware of that?
If he's a heavy target, then he's going to pay like he's a heavy target.
But how would you know?
Huh?
How would you know? Like, if you don't ask any questions, how would you know?
We kind of have to just judge them, how they look. You know what I mean? Like you can tell a hustler from a DJ or a rapper or a dancer. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you have that intuition. It's part of the job. Being able to read people and know what they're really all about. And if we're ever uncomfortable in a situation, it's nothing's binding. You know what I'm saying? This is our last job. I don't like what you really do.
Right.
All right, we'll move on.
And when does the security stop? Like, so let's say I hire you to be my personal. I'm going to go DJ something from 10 to 2. Does it stop at 2, or do you like follow me home and shit too?
We can do that. I charge up until 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. After 2 a.m., it's an hourly rate after that. So it's pretty much whatever you want to do after that. You know what I mean? If you want to go out to an after party, you want to go out to eat, and if you want us to tag along after that, then we will. If not, then we'll go our separate ways after that.
That's good, man. You guys are providing a good service, man.
Thank you.
And I like to see more from you guys, just all through Central PA and even bigger than that. You know what I mean? I know a lot of times, you'll inbox me, and I won't be involved in the event in that way where I can say, hey, let's get savage on it. You know what I mean? But definitely, if anything that I do have coming up in the future, any of my fellas, you know what I mean? I know at the Labor Day weekend party, I'm not sure if any of you guys were there, but I had a group that was from Coastal come out to Catalina's, and they specifically asked about security. They have a motorcycle club in Coastal that I think that so I'll definitely pass along your information with them.
Yeah,
but
like you said, we do bodyguard work too, even if they have security of their own.
Right.
At the establishment, if they just want 1 or 2 guys to tag along with them specifically.
Right.
We take care of that as well.
Right. All right, man. Listen, man, I want to thank you guys for coming out to Cybersecurity. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you share this on your timeline. If you know anybody, or if you, in fact, yourself have an event or anything coming up where you need some security, you want to feel safe, you want the event to run smooth, definitely hit these guys up. Cybersecurity. Once again, I want to thank you guys for coming out on the show, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, bro. Definitely.